Good morning, everyone, and to my fellow researchers. Today, I'm going to share the result of my study entitled Teachers' Motivation and Academic Coordinators' Leadership Practice, the Relationship to Vision, Inspirational Motivation, Intellectual Stimulation, Supportive Leadership, and Personal Recognition. I am Genevieve Mag-Aso Hepitulan from Leader Learning Center Incorporated, Isabel Leyte, Philippines. To start with, instruction is the heart of every learning institution. Every learning institution aims to provide quality education to all its clientele. And quality education is a product of quality school, which is directly proportional to quality teachers that spring from the quality supervision of instructional leaders. To ensure quality education, the school administration formulated a new office under the academic coordinator, which focuses on the day-to-day supervision of classroom instruction to contribute to the attainment of the school's vision, mission, goals, and objectives. It also observes the principle of collaborative activity among administrators, teachers, students, and parents to improve instructional quality. School leadership is the ability to inspire teachers and others to pursue the vision within the parameters set to the extent that it becomes a shared effort, a shared vision, and a shared success. The successes of school might be depending upon appropriate academic leaders who are highly sensitive to identify the needs and trying to meet the needs of the faculty and staff. Thus, for school leaders to motivate the teachers and staff, the school administration, including academic coordinators, must understand and know the concepts and approaches of teachers' motivation. So since the office is new, there is no formal evaluation yet on how this office affected or influenced or motivated teachers. So the focus of the study is on the predictive effects of the teacher's motivation in relation to academic coordinators' leadership practice on vision, inspirational motivation, intellectual stimulation, supportive leadership, and personal recognition. For our research question, what are the multiple correlations between the predictors and the teacher's motivation? To examine the teacher's motivation and academic coordinators' leadership practice, the explanatory correlational research design was employed because the design is assumed to be more important in examining the association between the dependent and independent variables. On the other hand, it also helps to measure the degree of relationship between two variables using quantitative correlational statistical analysis research procedure. A person-product moment correlation was conducted to determine whether the relationship existed between the dependent variable teacher's motivation and the independent variables on academic coordinators' leadership practice. A multiple regression analysis was also utilized to evaluate the predictive values of the independent variables on teachers' motivation. All analyses were conducted at 0.05 level of significance. The sample group of teachers were conducted, there were about 30 of them from both grade school and high school department in Leader Learning Center Incorporated. So let us now go to our results and findings. So we have here table 1 shows the person correlation of teachers' motivation and academic coordinators' leadership practice on vision, inspirational motivation, intellectual stimulation, supportive leadership, and personal recognition. We have here our labels on top, the M for teachers' motivation, and our independent variables. Same goes with our labels on the left side. So let us take a look at our result. So the first value that we are going to look into is the actual correlation coefficient. So this tells us the strength of the linear relationship between our variables. So we can see here our vision, which has 0.924, and then we have our inspirational motivation, 0.619, our intellectual stimulation, which has a value of 0.459, and our supportive leadership, which has 0.619, and our personal recognition of 0.563. Yes, so as you can see, these are flagged. We will now look into our SIG. SIG meaning significant. This is our p-value. So since our level of significant is 0.05, let us look at all the values in our p-value. We have here 0.000 and 0.000, 0.011, and 0.000 and 0.001. As you can see, all the values in our p-value is less than 0.05. That is why we have flagged our actual correlation coefficient, meaning there is a very high positive correlation to moderate positive correlation. So vision has very high positive correlation to teachers' motivation, or teachers' motivation to vision. And then for intellectual stimulation and supportive leadership and personal recognition, we have moderate positive correlation to teachers' motivation, or the other way around. And for our intellectual stimulation, we have low positive correlation. Okay, so since our p-value are less than 0.05, then we can say that the correlation is statistically significant, or we can say that there is enough evidence to suggest that the correlation observed thus exists in the population. So we will look at each. So for vision, so according to Barnett and McCormick in 2003, effective schools are those who create and communicate a vision for the school. This means that school leaders must continue to communicate and inculcate to teachers and staff the school's vision so that everybody moves to achieving that goal or direction. Then leadership is characterized mainly by the relationship with individuals, and it is through this relationship that a leader is able to establish his or her leadership and encourage teachers to apply their expertise, abilities, and efforts towards a shared purpose. That is according to Barnett of 2003, that when teachers are inspired and motivated, they will look at teaching through a different lens, and so they motivate students in their learning too. So for our personal recognition, the feeling of being supported and validated, that teachers are able to come to work each day, knowing that all employees in school work together as a team. That is by Bruce of 2004. Hence, personal recognition of efforts and excellence is so important. Academic coordinators should recognize and celebrate accomplishments and lead with soul. And for our intellectual stimulation, this study supported the findings of Ogola, Sekale, and Lange in 2017 that better employee performance is achieved when a leader encouraged employees to think critically in dealing with problems that they encounter in the course of their work, use their own initiative, and seek innovative methods to approach their work and assignments. And so this means that intellectual stimulation from the school leaders is very vital to teachers, most especially coming from their immediate superior, will make teachers motivated. So we will now go to our table number 2, which shows the multiple linear regression for a single set of predictors, or our model summary. So we have here what we can see are the value for R, which is 0.936, for R square, which has 0.876, and our adjusted R square of 0.865. 0.856. Okay, so we will be interpreting the adjusted R square. So with this model, we have 5 independent variables and 1 dependent variable. So we have an adjusted R square of 0.856, or in percent, we can say it's 85.6%, 85.6%, or 86% of the variance of the dependent variable is explained by the independent variable, okay, as shown in our model. So an estimated of 86% of the variance of the transformational leadership index can be accounted for the linear combination of predictors: vision, inspirational motivation, intellectual stimulation, supportive leadership, and personal recognition. So moving down to our ANOVA, we have a statistically significant findings here with our F, which is 4 and 25, with a value of 43.975, and the p-value, our sig here, p-value of 0.000, which means less than 0.05. So the linear combination of the independent variables was significantly related to the dependent variables' teachers' motivation. Now we will go to our table number 3, which will show us the coefficient tables, which explains the relationship of our IV, our independent variable, and our DV, or dependent variable. So we have here the unstandardized coefficient. We have V and standard error, and then our beta, and then standardized coefficient, and of course our p-value. So we will start with our p-value. For the vision, we have here 0.000, which means statistically significant. So this variable vision has a statistical impact on teachers' motivation. So looking at our unstandardized coefficient, the value of vision is 3.648. So if we'll say that the vision index is 1, then we can say that with 1 unit of change or understanding for vision, we are going to see a 3.648 change in the teacher's motivation. Or in other words, we can say 1 additional point for vision is associated with 3.648 increase, or positive increase, since it's a positive, so increase in the dependent variable. Okay, so that's it. We will not deal with this one because these are not less than 0.05, so meaning it has nothing to do, okay, with our teacher. It's only vision. Okay, so we will now go to our summary. So the results in this study revealed that a strong positive correlation existed between the dependent variable, teachers' motivation, and independent variables, academic coordinators' leadership practice. So the multiple regression performed in this study indicated that 86% of the variance in teachers' motivation was accounted for by the linear combinations of vision, inspirational motivation, intellectual stimulation, supportive leadership, and personal recognition. So vision was determined to be the strongest predictor of the five variables, which means that schools' vision keeps teachers motivated. So this implies that having a right direction towards achieving a goal is very relevant to teachers and that school administrators should see to it that vision, mission, goals, and objectives of the school or any other institution are well understood by their teachers. So this study provides new support to previous research about the importance of teachers' motivation and academic coordinators' leadership practice for institutional effectiveness and performance. So it also provides further evidence that the more motivated they are to their work, the more they will be productive and effective in their school. So this gives a clear message to all school administrators and academic coordinators to pay considerable attention to the issues of leadership practice and motivation of teachers and other employees or staff in their institutions or in the school. So for our conclusion, based on the findings, the study concluded that when the leaders has explicit vision, utilizes intellectual stimulation, encourages inspirational motivation, embraces supportive leadership, and instills personal recognition, better teachers' motivation is achieved. Additionally, when employees have clear-cut direction in the course of their work, identify and solve problems creatively, initiate and seek innovative methods to approach a task or work assignments, teachers become more motivated, which leads to outstanding work performance. And for our recommendations, conduct further studies with teachers regarding their commitment to the organization without including their construct of vision. Request teachers to address questions regarding the administration as opposed to themselves or in addition to themselves may produce totally different outcomes. And lastly, replicate this study or conduct a similar one on teachers' motivation in other private or even public schools. So here are my references. I hope we learned something from my presentation. Good day, everyone. Keep safe and God bless. Thank you. Thank you for watching and thank you for listening. Enjoy learning and have fun.